Siobhan, maybe, I mean, you're building a bank, and I can imagine, that if it doesn't get much realer than that, right, in terms of implementation, right? Do you want to just maybe give us, I don't know if it's a lesson or just talk about how, you just talk a little bit about your journey of like building a bank in this new era.
Yeah, so I think the key thing is what we are trying to address is to redefine banking for the modern commerce. The way that we live and work has changed, but however, the traditional banking struggles to meet our needs to an extent. That's because the back end of the bank hasn't changed in decades, right? The front end has changed, fintech. So the user experience is great, but everything else is old-fashioned, siloed systems, data gaps, and the rest of it. So building a bank, what does that mean for us? What that means is we can address all the problems the big mainstream banks suffering from day one. That's number one. Number two, we can structure a balance sheet purposeful to serve a segment or a sector. And number three, we can be truly digital and customer-centric from day one because we don't have to change anything. So I think this connects back to the infrastructure conversation. Infrastructure is pretty simple. There's a new world, there's an old world. The new world needs new infrastructure. Someone's got to pay for it and build it. The old world already has paid for the infrastructure. So nobody wants to rehaul the infrastructure, right? But they want to do incremental changes and find opportunities. So what does that mean for infrastructure provider? It means a lot because infrastructure is currently facing a lot of implications because of what happens in the real world, which is regulation. Regulation has a direct impact on banking infrastructure. And if you're an ICT company, you will feel that sooner. So they also see this shift and they want to make sure that they're in the right place as and when the business transformation, which is key, happens and materializes, then they can provide the necessary infrastructure. It may not be the new set of infrastructure, but there will be some level of change in infrastructure. So building a bank, we can also take on that journey and be there before everybody else gets to that change because we don't have anything to change. We can just build a single platform that we can use anywhere in the world from. That is difficult for a big bank to achieve, and I can draw that on a piece of paper and go to an ICT provider and make it happen. So we have huge amount of possibilities of addressing everything the big banks are struggling to achieve, and then we can also use that experience to show how we can redefine banking.